Super Bowl. Let's just get right into it.
Bang, bang. Dang, dang.
You gotta give it to. You gotta give it to him. It was a hell of a game, y'all. It was a hell of a game.
That shit rigged.
Can't
I mean,
cuss,
20,
Lynden.
25,
whatever.
22, it went into OT. I mean, everybody thought it was going to be like another ending. I certainly did. Just watching it, it was going so fast and then so slow. It seemed like it was like a slow roll over that last few minutes. I was like, oh my goodness, it was painful to watch, but okay, yeah.
Yeah.
On with it. I want to shout out to Patrick Mahomes because he did his thing. They putting a lot on him and he's letting it ride, y'all. So this is like, what, 2 years in a row?
Yeah,
like
he went
double,
back to back.
back to back.
He went back to back. You know, you gotta give him his credit.
Yeah.
Finals MVP. It's funny, it says, do some of you still think it's rigged? I actually do. I think they made a game time decision. They segue to the Travis Kelce story. She made a lot of money for them. But I think they're losing views, though. That's why they had to do this, to get more views, get more casual fans, Swifties and stuff like that. But
Okay. I can see your side of the story. Now, listen. When you say it's rigged, do you mean like as far as like the pots go, or you know, you
no, the
trying to
actual
say they trying to,
game
like,
itself.
set the trajectory up to like accomplish a whole goal? That's what you're
Yeah,
saying?
it's a whole, they're all paid actors. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing a lot of research on it for a couple years now. Me and G, you already know, he been saying the same thing. And no, I believe it's rigged. I just turned a blind eye to it here and there just to have some fun. But it's entertainment, man. It's all physics. You can see some of the angles that they take in that they're not really trying to tackle a person. They just out there playing.
I respect that. I understand, especially, since, Kansas City won, that you would say that. And I have been expressing that, it's been the WWF for the NFL for the longest.
But no, I'm not saying it's rigged because my team lost.
But I will say that
because it was rigged for us too. They didn't tackle McCaffrey on different plays. I'm like, look at them acting like they can't get that boy.
It was. I mean, it was watching paint dry in the beginning, but then it just got interesting, in the second half, and after the Usher halftime performance. Shout out to Usher. Shout out to everybody who contributed to the halftime performance. We'll talk about that next. But it ended up being a good game. We got overtime out of it. I was glued to it. I almost won 5 Gs. Damon almost won 1,200. I was at his house.
Yeah. It's just sad because they actually are outright cheating. Like, it was 1st and 10. They completed a pass. It was 2nd and 5. They gave them 1st and 10 again.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, actual footage of it. On the game-winning touchdown, the people that's on the line of scrimmage, they not supposed to be a yard ahead of the line of scrimmage. He was all the way in the end zone. That's a legal man downfield. If you throw that flag automatically drains 10 seconds off the clock. It was 4 seconds left on the clock. If they call a legal man downfield because he's in the end zone, that's 10 seconds off the clock.
They're saying now that they didn't know the overtime rules.
None of that matters. The refs know what flags need to be thrown. So if there's an illegal man downfield, that flag alone drains 10 seconds off the clock. Game over. We won.
Right.
They didn't call it.
Right.
My man is 4 yards off the line of scrimmage in the end zone, posing as a receiver. That's called illegal man downfield. But that's all right.
Wow.
Trouble when, what'd she say? It was trouble when you walked in. That girl that took over the whole Super Bowl.
Yes, she did, because every time it was a good play, not just for Kelce, but with Kansas City.
I still see us because the camera just went black.
They showed
for some reason.
Taylor Swift. Yeah, our camera went black. I hope it's still going. Oh no, it went black.
It did.
Let me see. Let's keep going.
Hold on. You need to stay talking. You got the.
Right. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're back. We're back on, y'all. Sorry about that.
All right. Sorry about that. Moving right along.
So the paid actors, that's the one that's getting the people, because it's like, okay, wait a minute. I have heard them say like many times before, you know how they said that little snippets of people saying that they are playing a role, they're playing a part. This is a part. This is their cue, you know. So
Yeah.
when you talk in terms of those like
Damn, it's
and
stupid
use
talking
that
about the camera
verbiage,
went
it's
black.
like
It's
Well, think
ridiculous.
about it. In actors, when you go to a movie, you have a superstar, the superstar actor, the co-star, the roles, the script, the cast. These are all terms they use in sports. You have
Yeah.
your cast, you have your role players, and they all sign non-disclosures agreement. Why do athletes have to sign NDAs when it's to compete? This is a competitive game. You let
It
the
is competitive.
players decide the game. But if it's an entertainment business and we're protected from a contractual stance, you know what I'm saying? That we cannot be sued for the outcome of a movie.
right.
See, you can't sue Marvel right now because Thanos served everybody in the first Avengers.
Listen, let's get back to the plays though, because I want to shout out.
No. Let that sink in. You can't sue Marvel because you're mad that Thanos was unfair to beat and beat everybody in the first Avengers.
But was Travis Kelce doing his thing though?
He did a hell of a
He
job
was
with his
running-
role.
he was
Be-
running-
actor of
he
the
was
year.
running that- He was, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? He had the fresh fade, like we talked about.
The Kelsey fade.
He had the Kelsey fade going on or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get him going. Don't get him
Do
going.
not say nothing about that Kelsey fade, y'all.
Right. Let's talk about this
He
halftime
had
show.
a nice haircut.
Hey, you know
Right.
what?
The cut was cut.
He don't like when haircuts get named after a person.
Yeah. You know what? It's
Let
just
me get that ghost.
It's not nothing new. It's not anything new. That's why I feel you, Jay. Because
Yeah,
guess what?
This yeah.
We already been doing that.
Yeah, we've been doing it. So you come
We've
in.
been doing that.
Well, you know, I'm not good with labels, period. But especially you labeling a haircut that's been here for decades on top of decades, man, I need you to relax. But moving right along.
Right. Exactly.
Halftime show.
Halftime.
Damon,
show.
I'll answer that question later.
It was amazing, y'all.
Amazing.
I'm sitting up at Damon's house. Shout out to Damon in his new crib. Beautiful.
Y'all liked it?
Man,
I thought it was cool. I wasn't.
It was a nice halftime show. We had a
It wasn't
conversation
y'all's.
at Damon's house, you know, that versus, you know, Usher versus Chris Brown. And everybody was going for Chris Brown. But after this halftime performance, I don't know, it'll be a very, very good versus if it ever happened between Chris Brown and Usher. Because that performance Usher put on was
Yeah.
great. Shout
Yeah, it
out
was
to
good.
the people, you know, just the whole team, you know, Little John, Jermaine Dupri, Alicia Keys was looking so beautiful. Shout out to her. I did not know that her came out and performed the Star Spangled Banner for the 49ers, you know, when she was younger. They had they showed a clip of that
Yes.
on social media. So shout out to her. She put on a hell of a show. Ludacris, and like I said, the people in the back, you know, that help with the, you know, the skate fanatics with the skates. Shout out to Rich Fresh, a good friend of mine's with the wardrobe. He laced, you know, he had he laced Usher. He laced the band. Just amazing. Everything.
So it was beautifully themed. I think that it was a very nice look that they did. It seemed like to me, if I could interpret it, it looked like a 1920s theme, but on more current. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do feel like that's like a great feat to accomplish if you're basically like a tailor, or, you know, somebody in the industry who's basically a wardrobe stylist, because this is something that you see all eyes in the whole world are on you and your artwork. You know what I mean?
And not to interrupt you, just two more shout outs. Tanja Caldwell, costume designer, and her husband AJ, creative director, and Shonda's best friend Shayla for costume supervisor. That is an amazing,
pow.
yes, that is an
pow.
amazing contribution.
Okay.
Yes, you guys, we are giving you all your flowers. Like I said, it was
giving it
an
to
amazing
you.
performance. Yeah, moving right along.
Look at G. Nah, it's not because we lost. That was before. Man, we was up 10-3 when the halftime was on. I think last year's performance was a little bit better, and the year before that with Snoop and them. This performance, I don't know if Usher gives that same.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't
Hold on,
performance
hold on,
anymore.
hold on.
I
Time
don't
out,
know.
time out, time
Usher
out.
did his thing,
We
yo.
know we said this whole halftime show, bitch.
We was
but
all
did not
dancing
talk
in the
about
house.
The skates. We didn't talk about the skates. Can
No,
we
the
give
skates
it up
was
for the
cold.
skates?
Yes,
The skates was
skate
cold.
fanatics. Yes,
Okay,
man,
so
they did
I mean, come on now.
But if
like,
y'all brought up Chris Brown earlier too, and I think Chris Brown would have gave a better performance.
you
at
sound
the Super
better.
Bowl.
You sound better. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You sounded real.
Usher,
what up,
real.
Usher's
Jay?
still out there. Some
Where's
of
the
the moves
coffee?
is
We need some
old.
coffee and some blankets in
Man,
here
you
today.
got-
Like,
Some of the
Lynden,
moves is
I'm
old
sorry,
now.
man. You gotta give it to Usher,
my
bro.
God.
That was
No,
man.
Usher's great, but I don't think Usher performs better than Chris Brown. He's not a better performer.
Okay.
He a better
When-
singer.
This is not a comparison. This is about his time as a performer at the Super Bowl.
No,
This
he
is
did
not-
good,
you know what I
but
mean?
performing wise,
to be
I
on
gotta.
that platform,
Come on now.
that Super Bowl halftime, that is a hell of a man. That all right, I feel he did amazing, but we all have our opinions.
Oh
so.
yeah, to the pole acrobats, the people. Listen, I saw somebody who looked like they were balancing themselves off of somebody else's forehead. So
Yes,
listen,
they were.
amazing. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
it was,
you know.
and they was holding it for a while.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hey,
So,
man. Hey. Moving right along. What we got? Shannon Sharp training again
oh man.
after an
goodness.
internet exchange with Mike Epps. I didn't see what
is
Shannon
that
Sharp
about?
said. I'm over it.
Unks,
Fumbling over
unks.
my word. But I guess has some choice words for Mike Epps. Mike Epps said in his post that Shannon Sharp expressed some views as if he wanted to fight Mike Epps, and Mike Epps was like, "Look, these is all jokes. Like the
What?
only reason,
Right.
What did
like,
Mike Epps say?
I DM'd you to get on your show because you mentioned me on your show, but this energy of fighting me, bro, I'm not gonna fight you.
No, he can't fight Shannon.
I'm not gonna fight you. I'm just letting you know. He said, I will see you in Indiana for the All-Star game, and if you feel like you need to, talk, we're gonna handle it then. But
What'd he say about him?
I don't know what Shannon Sharp said.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it sounded like kind of like threadish, like. In
I
the
think
lines
he
of like a
kind of
threat.
mentioned that Shannon looked a little soft or something, and Shannon didn't appreciate that. But once
first of
again,
all, he did
Mike
shout
Epps
out.
isn't a comedian, y'all.
Soft like what?
Right.
Pause.
I mean, he did say that he just, and I just feel like, okay, maybe that's like bagging on somebody, but he just accused him of, he called him like maybe said he was kind of like soft, like,
Was it during the
whatever.
Cat Williams interview?
I think it was, and then on top of that, they mentioned it again on the show that him and Ocho do together. But
Yeah, I
think
didn't see the one with
where it
Ocho.
got off. Sometimes when you say words that people pretend that they don't hurt, but they do. You know what I mean? And then they also said that he looked like that. Big Frida, you know what I mean? And it's like he's just like cracking jokes. He's like a comedian or whatever. And then Shannon was saying, some like, okay, like he basically alluded to some maybe like some kind of physicality that,
I thought Shannon would be all right with that, man. He
Right.
an old school cat.
Well, I mean, Mike said, I don't fight no more. So, hey, but
Oh, that's what it was.
But it's
Mike
just jokes.
said Shannon looked zesty. Thank you, Damon. Thank you.
right.
Hey, they were saying a lot
Oh, man,
more
look. Hey.
insensitive jokes years ago.
I mean,
you
just
know?
like he said, that's not the first time he's heard it. People gonna say whatever to you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
they
don't
said
even matter.
Mike
you know
Epps
what
said
I mean?
they was clowning him on Saturday Night Live. Like it is what it is. You know?
Yeah. We don't need no more black on black
No,
violence or
no,
nothing.
not at all.
Especially
You
from
know,
these role models.
Especially if a comedian saying something, it's a comedian, y'all. Like you got to take that L. They just jokes, but I don't know. That's why I try not to joke too much because people get a little too sensitive these days. A lot too sensitive these days. But I don't know. Moving right along. Industry news: Georgia is heading to a final vote on a bill that would remove requirements for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists to have a license to work in a salon. That is crazy, because why would you want to go into an establishment and just in case anything goes wrong, right? And this stylist or non-licensed barber messes up your hair, and then there's no legal liability attached to this person. You're screwed. You know, you just going off faith. But I don't know if, ladies and gentlemen, they've been trying to come after us for the longest, y'all. So
They just want to destroy this industry.
they're trying to come after us hard.
Because if they can't figure out what's going on in the industry and what's actually digital and versus liquid, then let's just saturate it with everybody. Then make it easy to get into, and then that'll interfere with all the money. Because if we can't figure out how much money you making, then we won't stop y'all from making money, because that's gonna saturate the game.
I feel like you can't deregulate things and then overregulate the people who have licenses at the same time. That's the issue that just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if it's still like a money game, it's still totally expensive. It's expensive for us to get our licensing.
Very
It's
expensive.
for us to keep it up. It's expensive for us to renew it. I mean, all around, like, you don't have any kind of leeway when it comes to the licensing. And then for them to deregulate it and still want some kind of standard with the people who have licensing is like ridiculous to me, because it's like anybody can say, okay, I'm going to do this or whatever. But then when you have the lawsuits like Jason mentioned, when you have the things that are going wrong, you know, it's like, don't come back to us. And then on top of that, give me my money back. You know, don't come back to us trying to point a finger.
Exactly.
Because the only people who are
Factually.
going to be totally affected by it all
Is
the
the
time
consumers.
are the people who are like paying for the services, and also the licensees, the people who also have licenses. Because it's like, how many times have you been asked to go and fix something that wasn't right? How many times have you been asked to fix, you know, you become like the cleanup crew, because it's like you're trying to go behind somebody, always thinking that they know something so much because of all this internet knowledge and University of YouTube and stuff or whatever. But I just feel like it's a very tight rope that we have to walk on when it comes to like deregulating like safety and health, you know?
And I agree, Shima. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some talented individuals out there who do not have license, and shout out to them. And if you put your faith in them, hey, I respect that. You know, it was a time where I was an apprentice and didn't have my license, or before I got my apprentice license, and people took their faith in me cutting their hair. But I still cut the hair to this day. You know, like, we're talking about people like my boy Damon, who just, you know, had the faith in me when I was younger, and shout out. But, you know, you going to somebody's establishment and not knowing and thinking that they have the, you know, the professional skills, and they don't, and they mess up your hair. I mean, I can't say it's your fault because you probably don't know, but that's a big risk. That is a big risk. And just like Damon said, what's next? Doctors and lawyers? You know, we have put a lot of manpower, man, woman power, people power into making sure that we did all our checks and balances to make sure we are providing great service and as far as health and everything, you know, into this industry. So
I'm actually cool with the doctor one.
what?
Just people
Like
need to start
deregulating?
seeking out. No. I'm just saying, like, the way we don't want people to seek out people who aren't licensed to cut hair, I wouldn't mind people seeking out people who aren't licensed to give out medicine, because there's a lot of people that know their stuff and they get shut down. You know, we hear the stories. Dr. CB, well, he actually has some.
I think that's different. I think
Yeah, that's
I think
very
like,
different.
different in regards to.
I'm just saying the way I think I'm okay with seeking out remedies outside of, people who actually went to school and got degrees to practice, because they just want to give us drugs and all types of things. So I'm okay with someone. I'm not saying just walk up to any average Joe, but there's people out here that are hood healers or people who actually got the game down on how to heal you with everything.
And once degree,
And they don't got no license.
I can respect that. Just like I said, there are talented people out there who can cut hair and can do hair. But if you're gonna put that much energy into it, you might as well just go ahead and get
My question
license for
to
it,
you
too.
is, will you go lay on somebody's couch and have surgery?
No, I'm saying,
Good point, Shima.
Okay, stop.
Good
Okay,
point.
stop. Okay.
Good point.
Right. No, I'm
So-
saying some people, you have to respect the work and what they do. But on the flip side of that, there are a lot of things that you would actually probably get better help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's why I said I think it's totally different with that in that aspect or whatever.
Especially
when it comes
with-
to training and knowing how to do something, we're talking about a skill set that's in somebody's wheelhouse that they put hours into, that they put the time into knowing how to do the best at what they do. And I feel like in regards to alternative medicine, and maybe even like seeking things that aren't prescription drugs or
Right,
whatever, I
right.
think those are like just different in regards to like regulation
Gotcha.
for
Yeah.
like a certain standard. You
Can
know
I
what I mean?
can I interject, Shima? And also, just like the health aspect of it, the safety. We are constantly learning, safety and health and germs, and we're constantly embedded that education. So just think, someone coming in without that education, and they don't know to look at the head, a patron's head, and realize like, you might need to go see a physician because something's wrong.
Yeah.
Or
But I've gone to see physicians and I've asked them what's wrong with me, and they popped out a laptop and Google stuff.
I think you're missing the point.
No, I'm not missing the point. I think y'all missing my point. Like, I hear what y'all saying, but at the same time, they just want to give you medicine. They just want to just make money off you. I do think there's people that have a surface level of education on health. And I think it's people that go beyond that and are actually have your best interests at heart more than the people at the hospital with the little white coat on.
I mean, G's comment says no one dies from a bad hair day. I mean,
Well, and I'm gonna say something that's kind of controversial. I think what we do is harder on some levels. It's probably easier to take preventative measures. You know what I'm saying, to not get sick. It's probably easier to heal yourself than it is to give someone an excellent haircut.
Okay.
Like, doctors are full of it as far as I'm concerned on a lot of levels. There are some that's, okay, you cool, you doing what you're supposed to do. But as a group, as a collectively, the medical field as a group does not have mankind's best interests at heart.
I mean, I respect, everybody has an opinion. You know what I mean? It's like, respectfully, I just feel like they don't go to school for nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, it's hours and years behind this type of stuff. I think that where it gets kind of like, where people start having like different feelings is because of the fact that they've monetized in so many areas, like our health and our livelihoods and prescription drugs. So I think that that's like just a separate issue in regards to, because the first thing that people want to do when they go to school, a lot of times when I hear different med students, is because they have a calling to be in service and to help people. That's why they originally want to go. So when you want to help somebody and you have that heart, because everybody can't even do it. Even if you say, okay, I'm going to do something for the money, you may not even have the stomach for the blood or the heart to even deal with patients or whatever. So it's really like a fine line, I think, between the people and as far as like the industry in general. You know what I mean? Because anytime you monetize something, just like our police departments and the over-policing of our communities or whatever, it's like really something that has to be said about how funding will basically like kind of like interrupt maybe like the common goal of how like something got started, and that has a lot to do with like why people like turn into being corrupt and start taking like cuts from this, and then how you have lobbyists come in and be able to pay for certain things. So I think that that's like, that's like it's very
Right.
important, and I think that it's all, it's corruption in some kind of, in some sense of it or whatever. But I think that as far as like alternative medicine and doctors, they're all, to me, at a certain point, they're all even putting in the time and research to do the things that they do. You know what I mean? Because even if you go to like a holistic specialist or whatever, like they've studied herbs, they've studied like thousands and thousands of man hours of like holistic medicine, like through the years. This is not something that's even like an easy topic. You're talking about like herbs and remedies from thousands of years ago, like people who have like been using like tinctures and things like that for like as long as like mankind has been into existence. It's like all these things that people go back to and research old herbs and just researching inflammation and things that they do to your body. I think that's still like some type of hours and work ethic that they put into their field.
I see what you're saying.
But,
Y'all crazy.
All
I see
right,
y'all.
we only got a few more minutes, so let's
Okay.
try to get these last two topics in. So Snoop Dogg and Master P is suing Walmart because Walmart is not putting their cereal on the shelves. I think that is a big issue within the community because they have let them have their cereal.
That's
y'all.
the first
It's
spot that
like-
should have the cereal.
Exactly.
Look.
Let them have their cereal. What is wrong with y'all?
Wait.
They had wrapped snacks and everything. So what's wrong with the cereal?
That's the
I don't get
perfect
that.
spot.
Yeah, it's like.
What, do y'all expect them to put it in Trader Joe's?
Why do we even need to have a conversation about? They got cereal. Let them have their cereal.
That's all right. They're going to end up in Whole Foods.
I think it's
They are not going to be at Whole Foods. That's what they're not going to
Don't
be.
put them on. Don't do them
because
like that.
why stockpile the product? That's just like
Yeah.
it's
like, what are you
ridiculous.
doing?
You know what I mean?
But I don't know. Let's move right along. 'cause
That's
this
not the first time I've heard about that though.
is, me either. We got
Yeah.
That's
two
what
more
it need
minutes.
to be.
Question of the day. Should a person be reimbursed for child support if later finding out the child isn't theirs?
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
think?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Like-
Because
but
we gonna say
Listen,
I'ma say
I mean,
he
I
can
just
still
feel
be
like
my
this. If
son.
you have to pay for anything falsely, you need your money back. You need that payday back. You know what I mean? Whether it
Okay.
be any kind of
I
fraud, because
respect
that's
that.
fraud at the end of the day.
I respect that is fraud.
You
should
are
be able to
committing
sue.
fraud. So I feel
you should
like
be able to
that's,
sue and get your money back.
defamation, fraud, everything,
Yeah.
because you're out here lying.
It's
period.
the principle.
You
And
know
I'm going
what
to
I
still
mean?
take care of the kid. 18 years I've been doing this, so I'm still your daddy. It's cool. We
But
gon- we
with how I
together.
wanna take
But
care
your
of
you
it.
need
mama
that
giving
get
me
back.
that 18.
Yeah, you need that get back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
accepting
yeah,
the payment plan? That's my question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
same
okay,
thing.
fine.
But I need my money on time.
Yeah.
Every month.
Yeah, all of that.
I don't need no. We're going to set it back up through the county,
Right.
and they can get their interest off of it, but I need my money with my interest that I put
Yeah,
on time.
I need
Now, we
some of
did
that
talk
back.
about a few months ago that they're considering creating a bill that will basically like do the test right in the hospital, like right from birth.
Yeah, they
You know
got to
what I
get to
mean?
the bottom of this a little
You know what I'm
faster
saying?
now,
Like, get,
2024.
like right at birth.
Ooh.
So that's like kind of like a lot of people have introduced that bill that they're talking about. I've been hearing a lot of things about it. We talked about it like a few episodes back, but yeah, if they do something like that, then I think that will be like a
That
problem
would be,
solver
yes, that would be.
for like a lot of things. But it is invasive, and it is kind of like,
But it has a necessary evil to it. It does. It really does, because
Yeah.
when you think about it, it's gonna what Lynden always says, hold them accountable.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. What Shima always say.
It's free 99, y'all. We will see y'all next
She
week.
say like, subscribe, and share. You say what you. We used to have a whole different rundown.
We can't. We ain't even dwell on that right now. It's 9 o'clock. I got my customer outside. All right, y'all.
y'all.
We're gonna see y'all next week.
all right.
She used to say,
Bye.
don't